Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of TKO Podcast. This is a special edition. We're going to be talking about the late great Kobe Bryant from Philly that tragically passed with his daughter Gianna and 7 other people in a horrible helicopter crash in Calabasas, California. My partner will join me here in a second. But I just wanted to give you some of my thoughts, and then we'll get into a conversation about it, and then Keisha will have her thoughts.
Welcome to TKO, also known as
Trending with Keisha and Ori.
If it's trending, we're talking about it.
Good afternoon from New York. We're coming on the air with breaking news, very sad news to tell the sports world.
There is also breaking news tonight in the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and 7 others.
And I think a lot of times we take stuff for granted. Like, I don't talk to you guys as much as I need to. The fact that we're not going to be able to joke at his Hall of Fame ceremony. We're not going to be able to say, hi, I got 5, you got 4. The fact that we're not going to be able to say, if we would stay together, we could have got 10. Those are the things that you can't get back.
First of all, I want to send my condolences to Vanessa, his wife, and his children who lost she lost her husband and she lost her daughter. I just can't even imagine that. I also want to send my condolences to Joe Jelly Bean Bryant, his wife Pam. I feel so bad for them. They lost their son. A mother lost her child. That was her baby. She gave birth to one of the greatest ball players ever. And Joe Jelly Bean Bryant, a former 76er, saw his son and, I'm sure helped get him to the NBA. He saw his potential. He saw everything. After playing professionally in Italy, bringing him back to Philly and getting his son in a Lower Merion high school, but playing against kids from the city of Philly, playing against grown men from the city of Philly. And that's where it started for him. I mean, the great Kobe Bryant is a Philadelphia basketball legend. It's because he was playing against hoopers from Philly. That's where he learned. This city has so much great talent, great talented basketball players, legends. Kobe Bryant is one of those legends. He is a Philadelphia basketball forever, ever legend. So once again, my condolences to Joe and Pam and Kobe's sisters. I believe it's Sharita and Shara. So I can't even imagine the pain that they're feeling right now. And I ache for them. And I feel like we, as we're sending our love and outpouring to, correctly so, to his wife, to Kobe's wife and his kids. Next, after that, we must keep that family. We must keep his father and mother, his sisters, in our condolences as well. And obviously to the Laker organizations and the fans and all around the world. But those immediate people, we gotta send our condolences and prayers to them. Anyway, what can I say, man? Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest ball players from Philly, and I gotta admit, everything's complicated. Kobe had his ups and downs. There was times that LA couldn't stand him. There was times that people in Philly were mad at him. There were times that people in his own personal life were mad at him. It is well documented. You know what I mean? Obviously, the situation with his wife, obviously she was angry at him, right. And so the situation with his parents, him and his parents, you know what I mean? So the man, like a lot of us, have, lived a complicated life, you know what I mean? But the one great thing was, as he got older and he shared more and he opened up more, you saw his brilliance, just the sharing of information, him being a dad, and then really at the end pushing for women's sports. And I thought that was so dope, you know. As we discuss the great Kobe Bryant, we're going to bring in some friends of the show, some people who really wanted to speak and talk about the great Kobe Bryant. So here is what they had to say. One of the people I want to talk to is one of my best friends in the world. Known him since I was 12 years old, and we've always talked sports, basketball, and as we've gotten older, we've talked about more important things in life. So not only that is he is the reason we have a wonderful wife, because he married a beautiful, wonderful woman as well. Anyway, besides all of that, he is a big Kobe Bryant fan. We are all from Philly, and we like to talk a lot of things Philly sports and culture. So everybody, I'm introducing the great Mark Albertson from South Philly, my main man. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. I'm very humbled by your words. I was just being me, and want to give my condolences to the Bryant family, Mrs. Pamela Bryant, Mr. Joe Jellybean Bryant, Kobe's sisters, his cousins, Kia Bounds and Zaki Bounds. And it's just a sad moment in time. Bean Bryant stopped the world for 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he had such a great influence with those that never had any interaction with Mr. Bryant was able to be so affected by this.
Mm-hmm.
It spoke more about him, more than just a basketball player. It spoke about him as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I remember his cousin, Kia, telling me about him when we were in high school. We were at a basketball game. And she told me, and this is 1990, January of 1990. I'm sorry, January of 1991.
Mm-hmm.
She says, I have a cousin. He's about 12 years old. His name is Kobe. He's going to be the greatest basketball player you've ever seen. And he's coming over from Italy this summer. And I said, ooh, Kobe. I mean, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen in person. Ain't no way. So, make a long story short, I had a chance to bump into her, talk to her 2 years ago. First thing I said out of my mouth to her was, you were right. You called it. Your cousin was the second greatest basketball player after Wilt Chamberlain.
That's Mark opinions, everybody. That's Mark Albertson's opinion.
No, that's the truth. Look at Wilt Chamberlain, and look at Kobe.
Okay. Go ahead.
There's no debate. They changed the rules for Wilt Chamberlain. They didn't do that for nobody else.
Well, some would think, some put LeBron and Michael ahead of Kobe. That's why I said it's debatable. Nah. That's debatable.
LeBron, please. LeBron is not even in Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant's class because he doesn't have that killer instinct. He's never had the killer instinct. LeBron wants to be liked too much. But we're not talking about LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
But, and we also have to think about the other people in that fight as well, how it's affected their family. This is just a tragedy all around. And it shouldn't happen, man.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I'm sorry, go ahead.
We all know about Kobe's exploits on the basketball court. Kobe Bryant was the true definition of a Philadelphia basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
True definition.
Mm-hmm.
He would try to rip your heart out, and he had that I will not lose mentality, and he was strong mentally. That's what we're known for in the basketball world, of being a Philadelphia toughness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Bean Bryant was, a Philadelphia basketball player, true and true. When people got upset with him about that comment, I'm coming to rip your heart out, how you can be upset with that? That's a Philly basketball player.
That's exactly.
He played for the Lakers. What are you supposed to say? Oh, I'm not going to do it because I'm playing against the Sixers. He don't play for the Sixers.
That's right.
He played for the Lakers. So if he was from L.A. and he played for the Sixers and he was going back to play the Lakers, we would have cheered him if he would have said that same comment about his hometown.
Right. Yep.
Just because you play in Ardmore don't mean you're from Ardmore. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let's put that to bed that he was. So no, he wasn't. He was a Philadelphia basketball player. You can't be that good just playing against cats from the suburbs. And no disrespect to the suburban players, because they could ball too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great suburban basketball players that can ball.
Absolutely.
A lot of great ones.
Well, absolutely.
Go ahead. Chester in the suburbs.
That's right.
It's not Philadelphia, and all them great ball players out of Chester.
That's right.
There were great ball players out of, Coatesville.
Yeah, Rip Hamilton.
Pottstown.
Yeah.
And we cannot forget the classic game against the great Donnie Carr from South Philadelphia. Roman played Lower Merion.
Yeah.
We cannot forget about that game, the great Donnie Carr, who went toe for toe with Kobe.
Yeah.
Mutual respect on both ends.
Yeah.
But yeah, and just the outpouring of love for Kobe Bean Bryant. He was more than just a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
He was a well-rounded young man. He was a great young man. He had his flaws, like all the greats do.
Mm-hmm.
He had his flaws, but when you think of Kobe Bryant, you think of unmatched work ethic and the unquestionable thirst for greatness.
Mm-hmm.
He had an unquenchable thirst for greatness.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I will always speak about Kobe Bryant. His unquestionable thirst for greatness.
Right.
His mentality is, if you're here, you might as well do something great. Why waste time?
Right. Any last words?
Yeah. I want to say this as well. I didn't like his Adidas sneakers. That's number one. I mean, he was better with the Nike thing.
Sneakerhead.
Yeah. Number two, you know what I mean? Like I said, he was immortal like we all were.
Mm-hmm.
And we should remember that. Even though he had the great talent on the basketball court, he was a regular person like everybody else. He just had an exceptional talent that he took advantage of and improved on.
Mm-hmm.
So even though we as fans are mourning, we're hurt. It can't match the pain that his family is going through.
Absolutely.
And yes, it's we all feel bad for his wife and his children, but we should also feel bad for his parents. No matter what, there would be no Kobe Bean Bryant if it wasn't for Pamela Bryant and Joe Jelly Bean Bryant. Let's not forget that. We don't know what happened behind closed doors.
Well said.
But at the end of the day, those are still his parents. Those are still the reason why Kobe existed.
And his sisters.
You know, and his sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They had him before the world had him.
Mm-hmm.
So let's be respectful and include them as well in our condolences. Yes, he was married. Beautiful woman. Beautiful people. His children beautiful. But it seems that a lot of people are forgetting about his parents and his grandparents and his cousins, and his sisters. Let's give them some praise. Let's keep them in our prayers as well, because they're hurting just as bad or even more than the rest of us. The rest of us that had no interaction with Bean Bryant.
Yep, that's well said. One of the perspectives that we want to get is a wonderful coworker of ours, Nicole. I'm not going to give you government information if you don't want it out there.
Thank you. And he is not from Philly, by the way.
Oh, no, you're not going to say that. No, yes, he is from Philly. Yeah,
no.
Yes.
No. If your address does not say
he from Philly.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 191, blah, 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 you are not from Philadelphia.
He was born in Philly. He's from Philly. He was busting dudes' ass in Philly. He was coming to Philly. He was coming to North Philly. He was coming to West Philly, busting grown men ass in high school. Busting their ass. He is from Philly. He is from. That's like somebody being like,
from Westchester, talking about they from Philly.
No, he only.
No, you from Westchester.
His dad was rich. That's the only reason why they lived across. His grandfather lived in Overbrook.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? He's Philly. He don't disrespect being right.
Yes. But you don't remember when what year was it that we played them in the finals?
Yes,
and
I
he
know.
pretty much disrespected us.
Yes, that's why. And we talked about this in the podcast earlier. We're talking about, don't you understand that that was a Philly attitude right there. That was a Philly attitude. Yeah, I want to cut your heart out. Him saying I want to cut your heart out is like us booing people. Boo, boo. That's exactly.
Or he's not from Philadelphia.
Yes, he
He's from
is.
Pennsylvania.
He is Philly. He's that whole swag. How about when the Eagles won the Super Bowl? Remember that video? Come on.
Yes,
now.
and you know what? I was actually surprised that he was an Eagles fan.
Why are you surprised? I keep telling you from Philly. Like, I don't know why. What is wrong?
I was surprised that he was an Eagles fan. I was like,
listen, he's
a fan?
He loved Philly.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's from Philly. He loved Philly.
He's from outside of the Philadelphia area.
He's from. Stop it.
He's from the Philadelphia area.
He's from Philly.
Whatever.
I would like to bring in our main man, Steve Jackson.
I wouldn't call him our main man.
I am the main man.
He's a co-worker, part of the black delegation.
Black delegation.
General friend and co-worker.
All right, quickly, let's talk Kobe Bryant, Steve.
So, just quickly about Kobe.
Bean, Philly.
Yeah. So I'm be 100 and just be honest, because I am straight Philly. I ain't like the boy.
Ain't like the boy, y'all?
I didn't like him. Not because he was good. I respected his game. I mean, he had mad skills. Like he was the next generation. I didn't like him because he went to L.A. Like that. I mean,
that wasn't his fault.
Well, kind of was. It kind of was. He made it known he wanted to go to L.A. He didn't want to stay in Charlotte. Charlotte drafted him.
Yeah.
He didn't want to stay in Charlotte. I didn't appreciate that, but I respected my man's game. I also didn't appreciate that they beat the Sixers in 2001, especially after Iverson stepped over Tyronn Lue. But I still respected his game, respected him for all that he done for the game, and over the years that he played, you know, he was an icon, and my respect for him went up after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and I saw him repping the Eagles. I was like, all right, you kind of redeemed yourself there, man. You kind of redeemed yourself.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the TK podcast. Got my partner here, Keish, and Keish, just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on the Kobe Bryant. Let's start off with just Sunday, like how it was for you on Sunday, and as of this recording, it's been 4 or 5 days after the tragedy. So I just want to get your thoughts from when it happened up until now.
Well, I think like everybody, first of all, I was shocked. Like I think you initially sent the text in a group text, and I think we were all in disbelief and hoping that it was a mistake or not that crazy or, you know, whatever the case may be. I know when it first came out, there was questions if he was with them, and I strongly felt that in the worst kind of way, I thought, I hope his daughter isn't with him because she always was. With not knowing how involved he was with her as far as basketball, coaching her team, essentially creating this Mamba Sports Academy to train her, and then also, you know, training other kids, especially young girls. So it's heartbreaking, you know. You don't have a personal connection with Kobe, but you have the Philly connection, or like what I like to call the fake Philly connection, because he actually grew up and stuff. He definitely had that Bear Street spirit in him. You know, he was a Philly baller, despite where he went to school and actually lived, which was Maryland. But, you know, it's just hard to see somebody so young who's not even at the peak, but he was starting a whole other chapter of his life. And what's sad for me is that I didn't realize who he was as a person until now. I was never a Kobe Bryant fan, mainly because he went to LA. Had he went to a team on the East Coast, I probably would have stayed a fan, because, you know, I was in middle school when he became the talk of the town at Lower Marion. You know, he was always out on rec course playing, and you know, he was a big deal. He was on the Moesha show. You know, he was a teenager. He was a star, and he was quote unquote from Philadelphia. So, you know, I really didn't follow him like that any more so than I followed all basketball. Street, he was always a freak, but when Kobe was playing, you didn't know Kobe as a person. He was a machine. And as I've gotten older, I am hearing stories after this, made me respect who he was as a player, because the reason he was like that was because he was so focused. He had a killer instinct. He wanted to win. He had a work ethic that was unmatched, apparently. You know, all the stories you hear. What really makes it sad is that he was with his daughter, and they were on their way to a basketball game, the thing that brought them so close together, the thing that jump-started the second phase of his basketball career, you know. Mm-hmm. His daughter loves basketball. She's 13 years old, Gianna. He was involved with her team. He kicked out the coach. He created a sport with that, and he became a champion for women's basketball and women's sports in general. You know, he was often seen with her at college games. How often do you see an NBA star at a women's college game? Mm-hmm. He's at the Final Four games. He took her to WNBA games. And the things I'm finding out, you know, he was, you know, doing her so she could meet these people, not just so she could, you know, watch the game, but so she could, you know, get into the heads of the women who were where she one day wanted to be. She wanted to play for UConn, challenge stand. And, you know, it's sad to see a champion for women's sports, and hopefully someone will pick up that mantle for him. But the things he was doing with young people, the things he was doing in business, you know, hearing stories that he would just call people he considered to be great in their field to pick their brains, but he just wanted to be great. So, you know, it's definitely a loss to the culture, it's a loss to basketball, it's a loss to young people, because I don't think we've lost any of our superstars that we, you know, looked up to. So it's sad, and I think I just recently stopped crying every time I saw something about him, like yesterday.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
So some of the things that I had shared, some things that I had stated and going to share with you, with him is that, obviously, you know, the first time I heard about Bean, and I call him Bean because, you know, a couple of me and my people from Philly, we call him Bean. Like, the first time I heard about Bean was like, yo, this boy, you know how we talking Philly, yo, this boy, this boy at Lower Merion is going to be the truth. Yo, who is it? Kobe Bryant, Joe Jellybean Bryant's son. Word? Yes. And the first time I heard him about when he was a junior. And then, so, you know, I obviously read the papers and whatnot, and I believe that year they lost to Chester in the state finals, and then next year they won the state finals against Coatesville, which Rip Hamilton was on that team. Him and Rip Hamilton were McDonald's All-Americans, and ironically later Rip Hamilton beat Kobe in the NBA Finals with of course another Philly legend, Rasheed Wallace. They beat Kobe, the Philly legend, in the 2004 NBA Finals when Detroit beat the Lakers. So it's kind of funny how things come around and things are connected. And, you know, also, since we're from Philly, there's that Philadelphia connection, Philadelphia area connection. I remember I saw Kobe Bryant. I don't know, Keith, I think you're a little younger than me, but do you remember Gotham nightclub?
I've heard about
You've
it.
heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Gotham nightclub was on Columbus Boulevard, and that was the spot. And I remember seeing him outside the club. I'm like, yo, Bean trying to come in this club? Yo, he's like 17 years old. Yeah. Gotham was the hottest club, and like I said, he was not in the club. He was, you know how we call it, he's parking lot pimping. You know, he's parking lot pimping. You know, obviously he's tall, he's tallest, it's not a lot of 6'6" people just walking around there and whatnot. And, I just remember him smiling and just kind of having cool and having that Philly swag. And, that's one of the reasons why, when me used to talk about it, it's like, yo, he is Philly all the way.
What reminded me that he was from here, despite, he had visits where he would go by Larry's and all that. But watching him watch the Eagles win,
yes, right,
reminded me
yes,
that he was Philly in his heart.
Right.
Because you can't celebrate a team like that if you're not from that place.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And that was real, Keith, because you could tell, because I'm like,
yeah,
I was the same. That was real emotion that also, when he was coming up, I remember the criticism of certain media members in his town criticizing him for turning pro at such a young age. At that time, he was only the 5th player to have done that, and he was. They were all big men before him. Was Moses Malone, MVP eventually for the Sixers. Darryl Dawkins, Chocolate Thunder, played for the Sixers. Kevin Garnett did it the year before. But anyway, Kobe Bryant was the 5th one, and he was a wing and he was a guard, and people are like, oh, there's no way he can make it, and he's 6'6" and blah 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 blah. What are his parents doing, and blah 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 blah. And what boggled my mind was that, first of all, Kobe Bryant's father, the great Joe Jellybean Bryant, if anybody would know what a pro prospect looks like, it would be him. Because not only does he know what a pro prospect looks like, he knows his son intimately. So that's why I was like, it was a no-brainer. If the father knows, and the father is in the business, that's the basketball business. His father was a coach as well. His father coached in the WNBA after the fact. He would know. And it boggled my mind, and it made me mad. I think race had a lot to do with it, a lot of racial components to that. And it didn't really matter because Kobe Bryant was already rich, but still just racial components of somebody so young, a black dude getting all this money. It rubs certain people and cultures the wrong way. Who was the young lady that hit the walk-off shot in I don't know if it was the championship game or the semifinals a couple of years for Notre Dame? And yeah, and she was like, that was a Kobe. Like that was
She modeled her game after him.
Yeah, that was dope. All right. Well, as we wrap this up, you want to have any last words on Kobe? Any last words or anything you want to say about the whole situation?
No, actually, I just I think Lauren London, the girlfriend of Nipsey Hussle, she said at the Grammys the other night, she said, love the people God loans you, because eventually he's going to want them back. And I think that's good. If people are doing great things, don't wait for them to die to acknowledge it. And these people stars, they carry a weight on their shoulders. If it's not necessary to be mean, it's not necessary, just appreciate people when they're here. The lesson is, I think for young girls is that, if you have support, you can be great. And it's just as great as any man. I think that's what Kobe was trying to instill in his daughter. When she said, everyone's probably heard the story by now that they're like, Kobe, you gotta have a boy. And she was like, no, I got this. She didn't laugh at all. She was like, no, for real, he's got this. So, male, female, if you want to be great, you can be great. It's about your work ethic. It's about loving people, respecting people, honoring people, and just being good to one another.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Okay.
We're talking about Kobe Bryant. He was not just a great basketball player, but he was also a father, a husband, a son, a friend. But when you talk about the basketball player, you got to remember Kobe was an 18-time All-Star, 5-time NBA champion, 12-time All-Defensive player, 4-time All-Star MVP, 2007 to 2008 NBA MVP, 2-time scoring champ, 15-time All-NBA team, 1996 to 97 All-Rookie, and a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. And that's that Mamba mentality that we're talking about.
And he also won an Oscar.
And he won an Oscar. Crazy.
41 years. That's a life, man.
Yeah, crazy.
All right. Well, thank you, Keisha, for this special episode of Kobe Bryant, the great Philly legend. Once again, we're going to send our condolences to his wife, his kids, his mother, his father, his sisters, his nieces, and his nephews. To the Laker organization, to the Lower Marion High School, to the city of Philadelphia and the city of LA, and people that lived in Italy. They loved him as well. The whole world loved him. And even if people out there who disagree, don't think Kobe should get all those accolades, if there's any pain that you're feeling about something that's happened, my prayers are with you as well. That at the end of the day, love is what really counts. Love is what really matters, and that if there's somebody out there that you haven't spoken to in a while, or if it's y'all beefing over money or whatever nonsense that's going on, maybe give them a call and try to work it out, or just on a surface level, just let them know, like, hey, at the end of the day, I love you, I care about you, and this and that. And, maybe you don't feel the need to have a relationship with somebody, but at least let them know that you still love them and care about them. So that's that. Thank you, Keisha, for your perspective, and we out.